So we're back at Stafford. We've just arrived on site. The sun is shining, it's glorious out here. It's often a shame that we can't take the venues outside to do the work, because as I say, it is really nice today. So today we're going to continue taking the rest of the grid down that we started yesterday, and also get the house lights wired for the new replacement lights, so that they've got a good level of lighting for all the working light. So as I say, we'll nip inside and we'll get started. So we're in the Met, and the guys have been busy this morning taking down a whole load of the grid, which we can see in the roof where it's all disappeared. So we're just here at the gatehouse theatre, and we're now upstairs in the dimmer room. So we're removing some of the dimmer racks that are currently in, and we're going to repurpose those and rewire going out to new facilities panels on the main truss. So the guys are out in the main space, they're taking down the grid at the moment, cutting that out. And as I say, I'm just about to start rewiring or taking these dimmers out. As you can see, we've removed an awful lot of the cabling in here at the minute. We're just chopping it back to get it back out of the trunking. So we've removed all the extra circuits from the distribution board. That's then obviously going to need a bit of tidying up as we go. And all of the circuits are also now out of the dimmer racks. So these are both ready to rewire, with all the new circuits going to the facilities panels on the truss. So we've got 13 facilities panels going onto the truss with a mixture of power, data, speaker and various other connections, all coming back to the control room. So we've also just removed all the wiring to the third dimmer rack, and that's actually coming out. That's going to be redundant and be used in another part of the building. The wall where all the cables are coming down at the moment is going to be where the new patch panel is going to go. For all the cables, again, back from the facilities panels. And then down out of the window, the guys are getting on really well outside, removing all of the grid, so that's coming down quite nicely as well. So we're back on site on day 3, and Andy's just finishing off putting all of the fixings in for the curtain track within the space. And we're also now starting to put all the containment in for the motor power, and also for the dimmer circuits, and all of the other circuits that are going to go onto the facilities panels on the truss. So we've just stopped for lunch, so it's gone quiet, so we can do a bit of filming and actually show you some of the bits that have been going on. See on the floor we've got a lot of the cable laid out, which is the new feeds for the motor cables, and you can just see hanging down from the roof in a few places where the house lights aren't blinding, the working lights. There you can see that motor cables are now coming down in the right position. That's a load of the old wiring that is coming out as we're moving along the trunking. And then the motor cables are coming along, and then down the new containment in the corner. That's coming down the containment. And then the motor controller is going to go on the wall here. So on the right hand side you can just see the new mains cable that's coming, which is going to power the motor controller. See, the grid was holding up the curtain tracks at the side. So we have now removed all of the grid, which is the holes in the wall, and put brackets on there, which is now supporting the whole curtain track. So we need to go around and fill all the holes and get those sorted so they can be painted in. But now the curtain track is back up, safe and secure again. So we've just come out on day 4. We're just waiting by the vans. We're all about to get in, go get some breakfast, and then head back over to site. You see, we've been getting on really well at the site. We've got all of the containment in now, and we've also got all the wiring in for the motors, including all the load cell data cabling. We're now starting to pull in all the cable for the facilities panels around the room, so there is a little bit more containment to go in for that. But yeah, we're going well. Just realised we've got an advert for Premier Inn where we're staying at the moment in the background. So yeah, we'll jump in the vans, head over to site, and hopefully we'll get to do a little bit more filming today to show you what's going on. So this morning we've spent the time putting some containment in for the drops down onto the truss. So we're using flexible containment, and we've now pulled all of the cables in for the facilities panels. So we've got Cat 6 data cable, we've got speaker cables, and we've also got DMX in there. So they're all run out, ready to go onto the truss. And the next job is to do the same, but with all the mains cabling for all the dimmer and non-dim circuits that are going onto the truss. If we look up here as well now, you can see that the drops are hanging out for the motors. So we've got control, and we've also got power, 3-phase power there. And we've also got a data link because each of the motors has got a load cell on, so we know exactly how much is on each of the 9 points within here. So Andy's been busy up in the dimmer room this morning. He's put the new piece of containment on the top for all our new cables that are going to come down into the existing dimmer racks. So we've got 088 Chili bypass racks in here, 2 24-channel racks, which allow the sockets on the truss to be either dimmed or hard power by pressing a button on the front of the unit, which means that we don't need to send out 2 different sets of power to each of the bar. So here you can just about see the new containment that's gone on. It's all galv trunking, which has been powder coated black. So this is where the motor controller is going to go, and we've got all of the cables coming out ready for terminating as soon as we've got the motor controller to bolt to the wall. So we've just finished for week number 1 at Stafford in the Met Theatre. So there's not a right lot to see this week because we've mainly been taking things out, so taking the old grid out and then getting all the containment and cabling in for all the new motors and all the new power and facilities panels that are going around. As I say, there's not a huge amount to see, but hopefully next time we'll do another video when we come back, when we put the grid in and all the motors and all the facilities panels, which will make a much bigger impact on things to be able to see. As you can see, there are various facilities panels around that are now pre-wired, all ready to go. We've got a whole load of cable that's all coiled up on top of the entranceway, which is all ready to go. So we've worked out we've pulled in just over 8 kilometres of cable so far on this job, which is quite a lot, and there's still a little bit more to go in as we move further forward. So that's it for this week's video. As I say, not a huge amount to see, but hopefully it gives you an insight into what goes on with this sort of job before you see all the bells and whistles and all the toys coming in. So thanks for watching. Please remember to like and share this video and pass it around to anyone you think might be interested. And until next time, we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.